Salutations, Saturday Nighters, Automatic here for Automatic Games. I appreciate you being here. It is the early hours of Sunday morning. I'm broadcasting to you live from the exotic environs of Central Ohio. And I gotta say, the bumper music is a little less loud this time, so I'm pleased at that. Tonight we're going to be getting into Fallout 4 again. After all, we must conclude our Slocum's Joe build. And as you know, if you tuned in the past, that is for a commercial, a forthcoming commercial. And so I am anxious to get it wrapped up. Don't know that we will tonight, but we will certainly try. We'll at least get 400 points for trying, and if we can achieve that, we'll move on to the bonus round and win the chance for a vacation to Tijuana. That vacation does not apply to anybody watching or anyone in the chat, so I apologize. However, if I do end up in Tijuana and I get abducted by Mexican mafiosos, I will rely on my subscribers to bail me out of that situation. It'll probably be a cheap ransom, not worth a whole lot. But we will cross that bridge when we get there, folks. So who likes donuts? I know I do. Actually, I guess it depends on the donut. Well, tonight, we're going to be taking a look at several. I know after the last stream, the following morning, I was surprised to see that my wife had bought donuts. I think that's just because we had been talking about it at length the previous evening. But, folks, that's why I married her. She ponies up the donuts. I mean, how can you refuse that? You just can't. So here we go. With no further ado, bumper music drowning out now, or dying out. We are kicking off the stream with TC Games. TC, how the hell are you this fine evening?
I'm doing great. I am a bit tired and surprised, but hey, I'm waiting for the show to see what kind of more donuts we need to buy.
Tired and surprised. How seldom those two go hand in hand, but
hey, with the sugar, yeah, with the sugar rush, I should stay awake now.
I'm glad I got you in such contrasting moods, both tired and surprised. That's kind of awesome. We'll go ahead and load it up. That's what's happening under the hood behind the OMG logo. Don't know how many folks will be joining us tonight. After all, I don't usually stream on Saturday nights. I'm usually a Monday to Friday type. But tonight is a special exception. Oh, did I say Monday to Friday? I should have said Sunday to Friday. Because, yeah, I've picked up Sundays too.
Mm-hmm.
So, if this game ever loads up, you know how Bethesda rolls?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Seems like it's wanting to. So, yeah, let's see. We also had Reaver Bell with us earlier. He is not with us now. He may very well return. He may not. Either way, we'll keep a table set for him.
And we have Storm Eagle.
Yeah, Storm Eagle there in the chat. Storm? Yes, I know. I think that was, what was that, Thursday? I said that I wouldn't be streaming Friday. I did leave Saturday opening. I mean, you can roll back the days. I think on Wednesday, I said that I definitely wasn't. But on Thursday, I said, I don't know. I might be streaming Saturday night. That might has turned quite certain. So here we are. And earlier today, I posted up, well, I didn't post up. I actually streamed an old movie that we recorded back in 2001. And this was kind of a you might call it a home movie. Generous folk would call it an indie film. I'll take generosity. at any rate, I streamed both a normal version of that and then a kind of a director's commentary version of that. And both of those will be available on my channel tomorrow. As for tonight, they're continuing to buffer and do what they do, all that behind the scenes workout shit. But honestly, there were a few people that watched as I was streaming it, which caught me off guard. But it was altogether surprising. Was that the bell? Was that the starting bell?
No. Sorry. I was trying to do something on my computer, and that was Apple talking at me.
Oh. I thought you had a little bell, like, okay, Otto.
No. Sorry, I'll mute my mic for a second while I fix this.
No, it's all good. It was actually quite appropriate. It just seemed like back on topic bell. I almost wish we had one of those. Like, okay, bud, we're rambling.
I can make one for you if you want.
I would actually fear the liberty that you would have at using that. I might actually hear it every few minutes. See? All right, we're wrapping up this particular point of order. Oh, these loading screens sure are something, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Gotta love them.
But I think that's just a side effect of the amount of mods that I have installed. So here we are. Good old Ronald Reagan in a Slocum's Joe. And to clarify, I'm seeing all over the internet people calling this place Slocum Joe's. It's not. I love everyone out there, but it's Slocum's Joe, and I know that doesn't roll off the tongue as easily as Slocum Joe's. But that there, right there, is the proper pronunciation. All of our instincts be damned. As you probably already know, this is content that was made available by the Creation Club, that nifty little club that so many have come to hate. As for me, I'm going to keep my opinions close to my vest. But it is what it is, and we do get content from it. Well, we have somebody else coming aboard ship. Is that Loco 4-Pack? That is to say, Gary?
Good evening, Otto. How are you? Good evening, TC Games. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good myself.
That's good.
Glad to hear it. And you watched the feature movie tonight?
I did. I enjoyed it.
He's one of those rare cats.
I laughed the whole way through. I didn't get to see the director's commentary one, but I was busy doing some other stuff. But definitely enjoyed it. I watched the feature.
Well, I did watch the director's cut, and I didn't get around to watching it without the voice. But the director's cut was really interesting and funny, and it was cool hearing the stories of what was going on, and like in the scene where you see the guy groping the girl, and Otto's sitting there going, "Yeah, well, she did do this, but we really feel bad about this, and and she was supposed to be a friend, and then it gets into the whole deal of her jumping off the building, and she got hurt, and I really feel." And I was like, that was hilarious. It even was.
Oh, the crazy chick got hurt when she jumped off.
Yeah, she did. She for years afterwards, she would bring that up. It was a 2-story drop. We put a couple mattresses down and a lot of pillows, and she was hesitant to do it. And so myself and Crazy Guy, the guy that played John McCann up there in the attic, he and I jumped off first just to kind of demonstrate that, yeah, it's no problem. I'm not going to lie. When I jumped off, I was acting, but deep down, I was like, yeah, that's a pretty long fall. But yeah.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
It did. Yeah. It did. It was in the spirit of the movie.
I did that once, and it was 15 feet, and I landed on concrete and broke my arm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 stories. I can't. That would be a hair-raising jump. Just doing it, knowing what the heck you're doing. Uh, Mine was half that, and yeah, I broke an arm. So
Takes balls the size of church bells.
yeah, and then you lied about it too,
I
bad boy.
did. I did. I don't think I ever
Lied
told
about
her that, but that's why I
But she'll
didn't
know it
mention that.
now.
Well,
Yeah, she'll know it
only if she
now.
watches video game streams. I doubt she will. Okay, back to the Creation Club contest.
Yes,
There's
yes.
Let's get back to
yeah,
the here and now, right?
before I
Oh,
incriminate
oh,
myself any further.
oh yeah, I forgot.
Um,
Oh, I turned it down. Never mind.
oh, right on. Oh yeah, the bells, the bells.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
so
forgot it. Go
so
ahead.
this is your Slocum's Joe. It's nothing too fancy. I'm going to tell you this now. If anybody out there in Chatland or beyond want to see a fancy, I mean top of the line Slocum's Joe, you should check out Phoenix Embrace. It's spelled like it sounds. It's 2 words, isn't it? I think.
Let me check her.
Maybe could we link her channel? Gary, I'll
Yeah,
make
Yeah,
you a
yeah.
mod real
I'll,
quick.
well, yeah, I'd have to be a thing, but yeah, I can link it.
I can get it here in a second. If
Here we
Actually,
go.
it's just Phoenix.
Oh, it's just Phoenix?
Yep.
Either way, you have mod status now, so if you happen to have it
Okay.
up, we'll go ahead and post a link to that because I mean this gal she's good at just about every build she makes. In fact, I need to retract that just about. At every build she makes, it's always really something. Um,
eh, she's
and
also in Cordless's contest right now too, trying
yeah,
to
that's
win.
right. With the Taffington Boathouse.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so go check out that and vote for it.
And watching her stream tonight, you almost you get that sense like, well, shit, I should just scrap what I'm doing. Maybe commission her to build it for me, but if we did that, if I did that anytime I saw a better build, I wouldn't build anything.
Well,
So don't do that to yourself, folks.
when it comes to stuff like this, I mean, when it comes to building stores, restaurants, anything like that, there's nobody better. This type of stuff, she just goes crazy for it.
Yeah,
She's done mods for, she's got the pizza parlor mod and all that kind of stuff, and she just goes crazy with it. She just loves it, and that's when she's definitely in her element. Whenever, especially anything that she can decorate with. Oh dear lord!
and it's
Hmm.
I mean, there's no question that she loves it because her passion for it is clearly demonstrated. I mean, you know, I know we're blowing a lot of smoke, but it's merited, folks. It's merited. Um, but yeah, the Creation Club stuff. I think it was a few days ago that this stuff came out, and you had 3 new. I don't know what to call them, mods, but they're not really mods,
Yeah,
right? Um, but 3
no,
of them. Yeah, go
they're
ahead.
mods. They are mods,
They're
and
sanctioned mods, I should say. Yeah.
right.
There was this, which is the donut shop kit, I want to say, but obviously it's Slocum's Joe. There was the arcade, which essentially gives you arcade cabinets. So that's pretty cool. But I got to tell you, like, and I want to get your guys' opinions on this too. Um, with this one in particular, I think this one is not. I don't want to say lore breaking or anything, but yeah, for lack of a better word, that's what I'll say. Slocum's Joe is not lore breaking at all. Everything's kind of dirty, so it could be post apocalyptic. Certainly, the assets are if not those that you can find in game, then they're not a stretch beyond that. with the arcade cabinets, you don't see any arcade cabinets anywhere until you bring in that particular mod. I'm not saying that's a bad
Right.
thing, but I'm just wondering, like, I'm going to do a commercial for an arcade, but then I thought, no, I don't think it should be a commercial. I think it should be like a news special that's talking about this extremely new type of store called an arcade. Where,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
you know, just because you never encounter the things, but. And I guess my last point, before I put it out there for Gary and TC to discuss, is what's the last one? The last one is the tunnel snakes, right?
Yes.
Tunnel
Yep.
snakes rule. And my only beef with that is the pistol. The pistol they give you, it's purportedly the classic pistol. And to me, that makes me think, oh, it's the Fallout 3 pistol. It's not.
Mhm.
It doesn't look a damn thing like the Fallout 3 pistol. It's got some weird wood grip. The back of it just, or actually the barrel of it just doesn't look as thick as it does on Fallout 3. And so I thought that was kind of disappointing, and so I actually like decided to forego getting that because there's mods where you can get the Tunnel Snakes logo on the back of your leather jacket. So I don't know.
Mhm.
Anyways, Gary, what do you think of it? Of all three, I guess.
Well, I haven't had a chance to really play with them, but just from what I've seen, um, the I'll start with the tunnel snakes. I think it's kind of neat to be able to at least have like a little mini DLC thing, and that's I think technically that's what they're calling all of these things in the Creation Club. They're all like little DLCs because they gave us a DLC that just gave us stuff, for building and whatnot. So, but the one that with the tunnel snakes, you actually go out and do a mission or whatever. And like I said, I haven't done it yet, but that's what I've heard, and I know there's people that's actually done videos to do the whole walkthrough of that. So I like that aspect of it. um, I'm with you. I don't know where the that pistol actually comes from. I had the impression that it was like supposed to be the 10 millimeter from Fallout 1, but then I looked at it and I'm like, that's not really what the 10 millimeter from Fallout 1 looks like. I know because I've been playing it, and if you've been to my channel, you can see my playthrough and see what that pistol looks like, and it's not that. It looks kind of similar, but it's not that, and it's. I don't think it's Fallout 3 though, is it?
No, it's
Uh,
definitely not
Yeah.
Fallout 3. I'm glad you
So
brought that up about
I
Fallout
don't
1 because I didn't know.
right,
well,
and it's so I don't know where the hell it's from. All
well,
things considered.
I thought I heard something, and um, bear with me, I'm an old man, so I thought someone had talked about it being from New Vegas.
It's that could be. I've never played New Vegas, so I don't have anything to base it on. I mean, I've
Yeah,
seen some people play a little bit, but I mean, they don't stick with the 10 millimeter very long, So
yeah.
I probably wouldn't have
Right.
seen anything with that yet. But so whatever. I mean, it looks like it could be from, you know, looks like it could be a weapon from this, area from the Fallout universe.
Yeah,
So at
yeah.
least, if nothing else, it fits in that regard. So that's
Yeah.
fine. I accept that aspect of it. But I like the idea of being able to go and do this little extra mission. Just something to kind of add a little bit to things. So that's always good.
Now,
Um, the so go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, in terms of the mission, does anybody know anything about that? Like, how much
Well,
content does it give you, or is it a
Yeah,
new area?
well,
I was almost going to do it tonight, but I haven't done it yet.
well,
Gotcha.
I heard the snake one is a bit more killing, but it's very basic. It's as long as you get through it, you get the jacket. So you go in, you kill a bunch of things, and you win a jacket. Even in the Smoking Joe or Slocum Joe's, you have to go to the headquarters, collect all your first recipes, come back, and then you can build it. So each have a mission, if you want to call it that. From what I've seen so far, unfortunately, my PC's down because I'm remodeling my. Wanting to look at the Operation Club menu just to see what all's been there and what it costs, but I hadn't found that on YouTube yet. But yeah, minor missions. I think it's just the showing that they've heard the community kind of complain on what they should be doing, and I think they said, okay, here's a short mission, and try to make as much off of the some newer content and also using some of the older um, games to bring some stuff in. And I'd say the Slocum Joe is the best mod I've seen outside the backpack that they had.
Yeah, I do like the backpack.
Yeah, I love the backpack. To me, the game should have started with a backpack.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you're gonna carry around all this weight and just stuff it in your pockets. Like, seriously,
Right.
I mean, just lore wise,
Oh, speak for
you're
yourself.
gonna find a backpack and you're gonna or some sort of bag to carry around everything that you're gonna need.
Shopping cart, something.
Right. It's hard to think that you're going to be wandering around, especially in the scenario that you get put in right away. You're not expecting to go out and go, okay, well, I'm just going to go back to my old house and I'm going to live there,
Yeah.
And
Yep.
sure, obviously you can do that, but then at the same time, it's kind of one of those things where you're going, maybe
why would you want to?
I mean, yeah, why would you want to, especially when you realize where you have to go to do all the stuff that you need to do.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have to walk and you can't take a car anywhere.
Yeah.
So, for me, like in my survival play, the first thing I do is, as quickly as I can, I'm going down and I'm building my actual base of operations is out of Hangman's Alley because you spend more time around that area and it's more centrally located so you can get any place you need to be a lot quicker from there than,
Mm-hmm.
establish someplace else. So, but just I digress. The idea that you're probably gonna be doing a lot of walking around, and you're gonna need to carry supplies with you. You're gonna carry a fucking backpack, or you're gonna be going into a building scrounging and scavenging for shit. You're gonna have a backpack with you. So the game definitely should have came with a backpack right out the gate. Now the fact that I can't remember how much the backpack adds. I think it's just 50 pounds, which is about the right amount. I know there's some mods out there that you can get that like add 100 or something like that, which is just crazy. I mean, you put 100 pounds on your back, you're not walking very far. I promise you
Well,
that.
actually,
Yeah.
well, no, wait. Actually, even in the Navy, our sea bags were anywhere from 2 to 250 fully packed in some cases, and so yeah, you do carry something like that around.
Yeah, but I mean, I was in the Army, and we had, our duffels, which is the same as your sea bags.
Yeah.
I mean, those things are stuffed full, but you're not walking, miles and miles with it. That's just basically something to carry from, the bus you get off of before you, walk up onto the ship or whatever.
That's kind of true too. Of course,
right.
Then you're walking upstairs for 4 flights, and
Right. I mean,
yeah, it does turn into miles in some cases.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like you're not doing it every day, day in, day out, not knowing where you're going to be able to stop and stuff. So it's just kind of one of those things where, I mean, a rucksack, in the Army, you get a rucksack, and it's not uncommon for a rucksack to weigh 75 pounds, and that will wear you down carrying that much weight around. So
no kidding.
To think that you're, all the other hardships you have to do in the Commonwealth and deal with, and between the radiation and fighting and all that stuff, you're going to have this big, massive 150 pound bag on your back. It's just, So
Yeah.
if it's 50 pounds, which I think is what it is, that's to me that's about the right size as far
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
and but I think you should have had it from the beginning. And um but you know getting back to the three that just came out, the I'm with you, Otto. The arcade is they're neat, but there's no lore for them whatsoever. They're
Right.
they're you nailed it. There's absolutely no lore for them at all in this game. You get the stuff and you can play it on your Pip Boy, and this is the first time they
Yeah.
ever done anything like that. But that doesn't, that's still not the same as a stand-up arcade machine. You don't
Okay.
see
What's going
anything
on
like
with
that at all.
what's going on with the bathroom stall?
It's
I
really
have
pissed off.
no idea. I
It is
wish I
really
knew.
pissed off. But
Um.
like the closest thing to anything like an arcade like that is they have like you see some of the pinball machines and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're almost like they're not even don't look like anything like we know as a really pinball machine. You can recognize it as a pinball machine, but like talk about rough looking. Not just the fact that it's old and busted, but just like wow, where's the fun in that? It's just like all the same
Yeah.
color and nothing interesting about it, and stuff like that. And then they have the skeet ball and whatever, which okay, that's fine, but nowhere is there an arcade machine. So there's stuff like that. I went ahead and got it just because,
Well,
but
same here. Yeah.
I'm not. I don't think I'll ever put one up anywhere. I might stick one up and like maybe put it in a completely closed off room that nobody can go into just to add the happiness.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
hey, I want some happiness in my settlement.
Yeah.
But uh, it's. But then you get into the Slocum's Joe, and um, the good thing about it is that they're out there because I mean there's a couple locations in the Commonwealth, so they're out there, and so I can buy into the idea of building it, but then
Right.
to be
Yeah.
able to make the donuts and the coffee and all that kind of stuff, you're going. I think you made the point the other night, Otto. Where you're like, where do you get the oranges and where do you get all these other fruit? Like okay, if like, why didn't they do it just like off of moot fruit and tarberry,
Mhm.
something like that, and
Yeah.
then
And
or
all they did was just add a bunch of names to a bunch of different donuts. But yeah, you're right. They should have just left it to the ingredients that you already grow.
right, or give you new ingredients that you can grow.
Mhm.
You
Yes,
know,
absolutely.
if you want to do it, then give because that's what they did with the pizza thing.
Yep.
Um, they give you. I mean, you can grow garlic and you can grow the different spices and stuff, which is really cool. It's like why didn't they do that with the Slocum's Joe?
Mhm.
And you can't necessarily blame Bethesda for it. Um, I mean, they're just probably going to make sure that it's working with the system and stuff like that. They don't obviously allowing the Doom stuff. They don't give a shit if it's lore breaking or not.
That
You
is
know,
an excellent point. Yep.
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, they're like, okay, well, maybe somebody will buy it. That's whatever. Knowing that people run around playing with as Batman and using lightsabers and shit,
Mhm.
there could be an audience out there for it, so or a market for it, I should say. So I'm sure their attitude is, who the hell are we to stop somebody from if they want to, dress up like Doom then and run
Yeah.
around with the BFG, then we can't stop them or we don't want to stop them. If that's what they want to do, let them play the way they want. So
Well,
to each their own, but um me and I'm sure you guys are probably the same way. Like to at least keep it, at least lore friendly in some degree.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just it. And I like that they gave a nod to the tunnel snakes. I don't know how much story translates into that, like what you find out about what became of the tunnel snakes. But I like that aspect. I guess I'm just real disappointed by that pistol because that was something I was looking forward to, or was just at least curious as to, well, what kind of pistol is this? Is it a departure from the Fallout
Yeah.
4 pistol? And it is. But I'm interested to see if it's a New Vegas skin. I mean, I don't honestly, I don't recall. And it's also got a revolver. What do you call those?
Right. Yeah, it looks like the revolver. I want to say barrel, but it's not a barrel. It's
Yeah,
crap.
it's a chamber. Would that be right?
No. Hold on. Now I'm gonna have to Google this.
Yeah, there's a word for that. The actual revolving part of a revolver. Um,
Mm.
God, the whole reason I'm doing this, folks, is you probably already saw that I had a
Cylinder.
a cylinder.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Duh. I couldn't think of it either.
Yeah, initially I had a bathroom that it had a male and female on the one bathroom. No, that's not gonna work. You need a ladies' room and a men's room.
Mm.
But I digress. Yeah, it's that cylinder. That kind of threw me for a loop too. I thought it's clip fed, but it's got a cylinder.
Oh my God.
Did you just
It
realize
might
that
be.
it takes clips?
No, yeah, I did see that, but I'm just looking at the. I need a bigger picture of this.
What's that? New Vegas's?
No. Give me a second. And unfortunately, the way Fallout 1 is, it might be Fallout 1, but the way they're. I'm gonna put this in Discord chat. I'll put it in the
Alrighty.
entire stream chat as well, in case somebody else wants to look at it. So here's from the wiki showing the 10mm from Fallout 1.
Gotta take
And
a look at
I'll
this.
stick it in the Discord here too. So the image is really small to see, unfortunately.
Oh
But you
wow.
can kind of see the cylinder on it. Now,
Yep, and the grip.
granted, I need to see what the let me see if I can do.
Dude, that's it. That's gotta be it. I mean, it's got the grip, it's got the cylinder. That is where they got it. I mean, I bet. That's a
You know,
good find.
need to see if I can see what this new weapon looks like.
Like I said, the only mod I got was the horse mod, and it comes with a mini mission that you got to go down and read it and open something and find it. But I only got it while it was free,
Sure,
and
yeah.
only because it was free. And I don't even install it really. The backpack kind of impresses me, but there are just as decent backpacks as that one is, but the texture and the look of even Bethesda's backpack always seems like it's a little bit better than even the modded, because the modded ones might have weapons or have this, that, and the other. There's just something a little bit better as far as the Creation Club backpack that I've seen over some of the other ones.
Yeah,
And
it's like that extra polish or something.
yeah, it actually is the only mod that has extra polish to it. All the other different armor mods and weapon mods and pet boy mods and paint jobs and all that, the Doom mod, I think are complete jokes and a waste of time. But these last three, I kind of have a problem, even though the building exists in the game. I do
Yeah.
have kind of a problem with the whole donut thing. If they put that many different flavored donuts in it, they could have done a whole lot more with the game in and of itself, I think, even though it is a mod, but whatever. Uh,
There's
I
the
would I
there's
would
the
say the
picture
donut
of
one.
the tunnel snake.
Oh,
10 mil
okay.
that comes with
Over
the
on
thing.
Discord.
And the tunnel snake mod, the jacket looks cool, but I don't know if it's one thing I really have to spend all that money just to get a jacket. And then the video game one, well, you do kind of pick up video games, but I don't know. It's like I have a better grip with having the video games installed than I do the donut shop. I don't know why that is, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just I guess I grew up on those video games, so it's kind of like, oh, cool. But at the same time, like y'all were saying, they're not in the game really anywhere. So it is one of the same kind of reactions as I guess the donuts are, but it's like I don't know. The video game one just kind of hits me as, oh, cool, for some
Yeah.
reason.
I'm with you too. Certainly grew up in the age of arcades and Maxwell Von Dugan. Yeah, of course you're welcome to join. Sorry about the delay in getting back to you on that. And yes, the bathrooms do need fans. I guess preferably they would be ceiling fans, but I guess it doesn't totally matter.
Hey, Shell, how you doing, buddy? Sorry, I've been missing your comments in here as well. How you doing?
Here he is. He's on board now.
There you go. Can you hear us, buddy? Can you talk to
Hello,
us?
Hello, hello.
hello, hello. Well,
Yeah, sometimes you have to go out and then come back in. It's no harm, no foul, really. It
yeah,
just sometimes a pain. And sometimes
I
Discord
can
just
hear
doesn't
you.
want to play.
yeah,
Ah, and we can hear you even
There we
better.
go.
yeah. Well, there's actually times where I have to completely close Discord to get it to work.
Right. Yeah, I've ran into that a few times too.
And heck, there was a period of time when they're in between updates, probably like November, December. It was just a routine of if my screensaver came on at all, close the Discord, bring it back up, because my Discord would not work if my screensaver kicked on. And it's been a little bit better lately, but yeah, when oh, and then I guess I should say that I run Discord off of Mac, so that's also probably another issue on top of it. But yeah, it there for a while it was like screensaver came, okay, kill Discord, bring it back up, because it just broke it every time.
How come you run
Yeah.
your Discord on a Mac?
How do I, or
Or
why do
why do you?
I? So it's not on my game PC.
Oh, interesting. I don't understand why, but
Well, because I bought a Mac, because I like Mac better, and outside
Done
of
in
the
black?
I want to throw this out there too, real quick. Sorry to digress, but in the last time that we
Go
did the
for it.
Slocum's Joes, we kind of wondered. There was talk about menus for the Creation Club being all the way to the right, and as you can see, they're not here. I'm in the top menu. They're not here. Now, I don't necessarily want to be accused of being full of hot air, so they are around. The thing is, if you have USO, you go into your USO, and then they will be all the way to the right. So,
so it's your USO's messing it up. Not so
yeah,
much messing it
yeah,
up, but
that's it.
it's moved it around to different stuff. Okay.
Yep.
And mine's all jumbled around inside it. It's all in the menu, everywhere.
Yeah, I haven't looked yet since I mean, I went in there today because I did a video to show how to build a powered door, a simple powered door, and I just put that out here a little bit ago before I came in here, and so I built to do that, but I was going for very specific things. I wasn't looking where stuff was at. The new stuff was at.
What kind of power door? I guess I'll find out, huh?
Yeah, just well, it's just the scrappy the scrappy powered door.
Yeah.
The door. Just did that and then um put two switches, one on the inside, one on the outside, and
Did you use those weird black boxes that have the symbol of a plug on it?
Well, yeah, I used one of the logic gates, and I tell you which ones specifically to use and how to hook it up and all that kind of stuff. So that way, when you open the door, you can go in, you flip the switch on the inside, and it closes the door. When you want to leave, you flip the switch on the inside, and it opens the door, and then you go out, and you flip the switch on the outside, and it closes the door. So it makes it an actual three-way switch.
Yeah.
If you guys are familiar with that, where you have like two switches in your living room, if you like one by your front door, one by your hallway, you flip the switch on by your front door and the lights turn on. You go over by the hallway, flip it, and lights go off. It's the same principle. The only difference is, your house you don't have to have a logic gate, but
right,
because it's a special type of switch, got an extra wire to it. So, but yeah.
No, I'm back to the Mac. Back to the Mac. I wanted Mac, so I got one, and I like it. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and the way I have things set up, I just put Discord on my Mac, and that's it.
It makes me think of this guy at work who's got a Mac, and I absolutely hate Macs, so
No, that's fine. I just actually
I know the door goes that direction, but if you think about it logically, if you're going to open up the door there, you're going to be swinging the door right in your face. You won't be able to get to the toilet.
It'll swing in though.
Yeah, okay. It opens inwards.
But so anyway, so he and I was kind of teasing him about his Mac, and he was talking about how great it was and everything like that, and so I was doing my typical, well, here's the reasons why I don't like Mac, and whatever. And he was agreeing with everything I was saying of why I don't like them, And he's like, yep, I can't argue, but they're so great. I'm like, what makes them so great? And he's like, the prestige. I'm like, so you spent all that money just for the prestige of somebody potentially knowing that you own one. I'm like, that's the silliest reason I've ever heard to buy to spend that kind of money.
He's looking at it as a Cadillac.
Right.
Okay, now let me explain my reasoning and why I bought a Mac. The first Mac.
Go ahead. Make your point, but let's not make the stream.
Okay, sorry.
About Macs.
You know where I'm going with this, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
No, and definitely continue your thought. I was just giving everyone a heads up.
Right, gotcha. The only reason why I bought it is, it costs more at the front, but the software packages that come with it after the fact are cheaper than what you spend on Windows. You don't get near the conflicts as far as what you get. The updates come out regularly. They'll even update the operating system free of charge, and support. You can call up and get optimal support for your Mac if you have any issues. And like I said, I feel safer with the Mac other than the new CPU issue that's going around now. But that doesn't really bother me. But I don't like Windows products anymore because it just, with all the spyware that they put into it. I
But
just use it for games.
let me cap off this particular discussion with I don't understand why you don't think Windows has good support. Anytime I have a problem, I can just get on the horn and a nice fella from Kandahar will, in a very broken English voice, help guide me through, and sometimes he'll even take control of my laptop for me.
No.
No, yeah, support. Oh,
Well,
support with so much shit sucks nowadays.
yeah. I as somebody that works in support, trust me,
Mhm.
I know the pain, and but I've tried to deal with Apple support before. You won't convince me that it's great. I can tell
Well,
you that.
I've
Gotcha.
never had a problem with them.
I spent
Ever.
2.5 hours trying to get my iPod to work, and they couldn't get it to work. And he's like, "I'll call you back in like an hour or two,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll talk with some people. I've got your phone number, I've got your email. We'll keep the case open." About 20 minutes after I was done talking to him on the phone, they closed the case, and I've never heard from the guy, and that was 2 months ago. And
Right.
guess what?
Shit.
My iPod still doesn't work.
Well, I
So
will
yeah,
I will say
that's
this.
not very good support if you ask me.
Well, I will say this about all support. You got half that know what they're doing, and you got half that don't. If they take an hour and they still ain't fixed it, ask for a soup or get somebody else on the phone. Don't waste your time.
Yeah,
It,
that's a
Well,
good call.
and you can tell, and that's with any customer service
right,
anywhere. If
yeah.
you can't get or you don't feel like you're getting where you're going to, and I don't care what company it is, you get someone else on the phone that's going to do the job right.
You're
Because
right.
half of them are idiots and half of them know what the hell they're doing.
Well, like I said, I trust me. I work in support, so I understand how all that works.
Yeah.
I started off in chat, and then I went to tier 1 phone support, and then I went to tier 2 phone support.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there wasn't any higher other than talking to the guy's supervisor. And I can tell you, supervisors don't know shit when it comes about how to troubleshoot and fix a problem. They're just there
Right.
as a supervisor. So I had no place else to go other than hoping I'd talk to somebody different that may have had some idea. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, you're gonna get good or bad support regardless of where you go.
Yeah.
But
And the last thing I have
the
to
whole
say too,
Kandahar thing is probably pretty true because I've done Windows support before, and now the last time I did it, I didn't have to talk to anybody from Kandahar, but I talked to some guy named Bobby
Yeah.
several years ago, at least 10 years ago, and he's like, "Hi, my name is Bobby," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Wow, Bobby." He's like,
Bob.
"How's the weather there?" "It is nice. I'm looking out the window." And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, don't try to like relate to me as if
Yeah.
We're in
you and
the
I are
same
buddies.
neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yep.
like, oh yeah, I'm just across I'm in the next city over from you. Sure,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Whatever, man.
Right. I mean, granted, he was able to help me because what I needed was really simple, but the only way to get it was to contact support. But it
Right.
was, every time it just cracks me up, and our company is trying to, because for the price or the cost of hiring one person in our office, we can hire 3 people over in India.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
it.
of course, the company's like, well, we can get 3 people. Yeah, you can get 3 people that are fucking stupid and they can't learn how to figure out because it's their society. It's not
Yep.
necessarily that they're stupid, but their society, they don't enforce or encourage creative thinking.
Right.
So they don't know how to problem solve. If it's
Yep.
not on a specific list and a specific flow chart, they're screwed. Like,
Yeah.
I was, we've been trying to quote unquote train one of the guys over there, and he's like, "Well, here's what I need you to do to train me. I need you
Right.
to let me take one of the cases, and then we'll get on a phone call, and you can walk me through how to troubleshoot it." I'm like,
Right.
no, that's not how it works. You need to know the product,
Right.
and
Yeah.
like, you have to know the
Yeah.
product. Because if I told him, I'm like, I'm not doing that, because if we do that, all that is me doing all the work.
Yeah.
you're not going to learn anything from it because more than likely you're not going to see this exact same scenario again.
Well,
All
that's
right.
Because
exactly
just
it, Gary.
the way our product is, you're never. I mean, you will from time to time, but the likelihood that you're going to see it like the next day or anything like that, it's more like 6 months, 9 months later. You'll see it, and then you're like, "What was that one thing that we did the one time?" Whereas if you
Yeah.
know the product, you know the answer, and it's like,
Right.
yeah. So I mean,
Well,
yeah, it's
and this
fucking
has been a
annoying,
public service announcement brought to you by the following
right?
people talking. Back to you, Otto.
Right.
it's, it's all good. In fact, I even had more to add.
Oh, by all
Go for
means.
it. You
Well,
add.
okay, I went to the store and got some of those Microsoft points, Xbox Live points, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, I had played a trial of City Skylines, and I liked it, so I wanted the game. So I came home and, basically put in the code so I had those points, and then I went to get City Skylines, and it's like, you already own this product. Well, I didn't. I owned the trial to the product. And so I called Microsoft support. I would say that was my first mistake, but it was my only option. And first,
Right.
I think I talked to Bobby, and Bobby could not really help me. And Bobby, bless his soul, he certainly tried, but he didn't know what City Skylines was. He didn't know half the shit I was talking about. Finally, he
Mm-hmm.
said, "You know what? I'm going to transfer you." But however, this was after maybe 35, 40 minutes, and he apologized, asked me how he did. Like, you did fine, Bob. I don't know what to tell you. So then he puts me on he transfers me to this other person, this gal, we'll call her Laura. And immediately, she picks up the phone like, "My name's Laura. How can I help you today?" I'm like, "Hi, Laura." And I explain my problem. Right out the gate, she's like, "City Skylines. Now, that's like kind of like a Sim City kind of game." And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, that sounds interesting. I always liked the SimCity series. I might have to check that out." As she's doing this, she's typing in the background and getting through all the problems. And like 20 minutes later, I'm done. But in the meantime, she's talking to me about Xbox and about games. It was just night and day. And I
Right.
hate to
Right.
say it, but the big difference was she was domestic, he was foreign, and I have nothing against foreigners, but when you're dealing with a specific product, they, in this case, they didn't really have any intimate knowledge of. It didn't do me any favors, and I was so relieved to talk to this girl. And shit, when she started talking video games, I was like, "I'm sorry, Laura, I'm married, but you're an awful nice lady." you know.
Yeah. Well, and that helps because she had an interest in what your problem was. So
Yep.
she wanted to find an answer, and it makes her a better person in that regard. Whereas Bobby, what's a video game? What do you mean?
Right.
I don't know
Yeah.
what to do. Well, all I know is on page 2, I'm supposed to ask you, what's your first name? What version of Windows are you using? No, let's skip to page 20 there, pal. Oh, what? No, I have to go through each step in order to get there. So we'll
Did
have
you
to be
try
patient.
restarting your computer?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
did you restart your computer? Yes, I restarted my computer.
Now I make
Yeah.
fun of that, but
Where's
like,
the restart button?
and our product is it's a cloud based program. It use the internet to use our product, and
Right.
so we make the joke that did you clear your cache and cookies for your browser, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a joke, but at the same time, it is so true because you'd be surprised how many times you go in there and something's happening and you go clear your cache and cookies and try it again and the damn thing works. And it's just like
Yeah.
you don't want to be the cliche, but like every time you're just like, this is gonna hurt to say it. Did you
Yep.
clear your cache and cookies? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to have to
Well,
ask you this, but I have to ask you this. It's just like,
well, and
no.
what's funny is I actually had the same scenario happen in my own house where we were upgrading our speed on our internet to 150 up and down, and the first guy that showed up, being of that same type.
Yeah.
Otto, you have those
Okay.
toilets that they sit and
And
read.
so they
pictures
came
on?
in,
I don't. I
and
wish I
the
did.
whole time, he did not want to do the job.
It's where it's like the same mats that you would have for like idle mats, but it's idle equipment, or idle.
Oh, okay.
And they can literally walk in, sit down on the toilet, look like they're taking a poop, and read a newspaper.
Huh.
It's quite funny.
But I told him, well, if you
Animation
don't
as
want
a
to do the
fishing mod.
job, leave. He left, and they brought somebody else in, and they did it fine. So any support is all I have to say. If you ain't getting where you want to go, get rid of them, get somebody else.
Right,
and
right.
We'll find who you need.
I got like a brand new toilet to one that's about falling apart.
Mm-hmm. And if
Just
you got
like
the falling apart toilet, you got
I think you need somewhere in the middle. You need one that's nice and dirty, but it's not falling apart.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the truth. And I don't seem to have those. I've even got ones that are just perfect, which you wouldn't see at a donut shop.
Even now, you don't see that at a donut shop, let alone 200 years in the future after apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
That is so true. But those are the options you get. You get the one that's broken, clearly, or the one that's just in perfect condition, like it's straight out of the factory.
Sorry.
Go open the other door as well, if it's not already open.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I did, yeah. There's that lag.
Oh,
at least,
yeah.
At least I hope I opened them both, because
you did.
Now I'm going to toilet place mode.
The only other efficient idea I have for you, Otto, is you should have placed 2 toilets out on the ground and then went and opened the doors. That way you don't have to go find them again. You can just grab them.
That's true, yeah. Well,
another tip from your Uncle Gare.
Much appreciated. Stainless steel toilets. Well, I guess this is a society.
Maybe that's why they're so clean. They're stainless steel. Like, shit doesn't stick to them.
Yeah, that's it. That'll work.
You're going to put the famous newspaper rack in there?
I might. I'll have to go through my bathroom accessories. Well, I noticed TC said he'd be right back. Truth be told, everyone, we're looking at 1 o'clock a.m. here, Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to take my first break, which won't be long. As to those in Discord, you'll still be able to talk to each other, because frankly, I'm turning your audio down until I return. So yeah, you can still communicate, or if you want, you could mute and watch the commercials. Entirely up to you. As for everybody else, we will be back after these messages. Thanks for watching, and see ya on the other side.
I wonder if he has a stainless steel small box we can put on one side of the bathroom.
Friends, I needn't tell you that the latest craze affecting these United States of America is that of the fallout shelter, perhaps the only line of defense between your family and total nuclear annihilation. There's plenty of options on the table and plenty of companies that are offering you protection. But we here at Automatic Games think that it would be wise for you to explore all of your options. To do just that, we're going to turn it over to our friend Miles Upshore from WFUQ News to have a look at just one of those options. Now let's talk about your life and the life of your family. Our top scientists and government agencies concerned with home defense state flatly that shelter is our best defense against radioactive fallout. These are the facts. Number 1. In a nuclear war, radioactive fallout would threaten more people than either blast or heat. Number 2. Inexpensive home shelters offer the best protection between you and the radiation. Very simply, a fallout shelter could save your life in a nuclear war.
This is the reason that the Office of Civil Defense and Mobilization strongly urges that every family build a shelter in its home. They've developed reasonable shelter plans to suit nearly every home, every budget. Mr. Richard Head of the Office of Civil Defense and Mobilization is here on site to talk about such shelters for your homes. Now, Richard, I understand that your office has been hard at work. They're designing and developing these shelters. Now, tell me, are they similarly priced?
No, they vary in cost. Some are as low as $100, and others may cost as much as $2,500.
Do the big Vault-Tec shelters provide more protection?
Not necessarily. Some cost more because they're bigger or fancier or harder to build. The degree of protection depends on the shielding, but all of our shelters provide adequate shielding to protect against death and sickness.
Now, when you talk about shielding, what exactly are you talking about? Is it made of a particular substance that is unattainable?
Concrete, bricks, earth, or sand are some of the cheaper materials dense enough to give ample protection without taking up too much room. There's about the same amount of shielding effect in 8 inches of concrete as in 12 inches of earth, or 16 inches of books, or 30 inches of wood.
I see.
This is our most popular shelter, a real do-it-yourself kind. It was developed because of its low cost, usually less than $200 for materials, and because of its adaptability to most basements. It can be built bigger or smaller.
That's awfully small. It's just a model, right?
Well, this shelter gives excellent protection. It reduces the radiation to a small fraction of that outside, enough to save your life.
Wow.
This is an above-ground double-wall shelter.
We have settlement builders watching. Could they build this themselves?
I wouldn't advise it unless you're a particularly talented handyman. We recommend this design, especially in areas where water or rock is close to the surface. This is a good shelter anywhere in the country where it's impractical to build an underground shelter. Notice the 2 walls of concrete blocks
I see.
are built apart, actually at least 20 inches, and the space between is filled with sand or gravel. The roof could be either concrete covered with gravel or heavy wooden beams.
Now, how much would this shit set us back, Dick?
The material would cost around $700. Contractors' costs vary in different parts of the country.
Fact.
Now, this next model, the underground concrete shelter, can be built by a contractor for about $1,000 to $1,500. This type of shelter gives almost total protection from radiation. As you can see by these models, each shelter is a closed unit. Your shelter must be enclosed from all directions because the radiation can come at you from all sides.
Sure.
We also recommend that all shelters have a right-angled entrance, since radiation tends to travel in straight lines. This kind of entrance cuts the danger.
Do all of your shelter things offer the same degree of protection?
Well, not the same protection, but they all give adequate protection.
Good.
So do other designs that meet OCDM specifications. Let me demonstrate.
Oh, okay, a demonstration.
This is a radioactive solution.
Fuck
Not
me.
enough to harm us, though.
Oh, good.
Now watch as I place a few drops on this tissue placed on top of the shelter.
Take it easy now.
Now listen as I monitor with this Geiger counter.
Ooh, a Geiger counter.
See, the clicking
Yeah.
indicates extensive
Yeah.
radiation. Now listen as I put the monitor inside the shelter.
Ooh.
No clicking, no radiation. The point to remember about radiation is this. The more of any kind of shielding, the better the protection.
Are blueprints available for public digestion, Doctor?
Yes, the plans are all included in this booklet, Family Fallout Shelter.
Oh, fun.
A free copy is available to
Sorry.
anyone, either through their local civil defense office or by writing Post Office Box, Home Shelter, Battle Creek, Michigan.
Outstanding. Thank you for that fantastic demonstration and for that heads up, Dr. Head. Albeit with models. Well, you've learned the facts. You've learned where to get the necessary information from Dr. Head. Now it's up to you, and every one of you, to do what you can to defend your family from that moment when the Chinese decide to kill us all. Just remember, while fallout shelters are readily available, the accoutrements and knickknacks that one would desire while within are not. They are only available through the Automatic Company out of Columbus, Ohio. So, when you do decide to go underground, take with you those toys to pleasure the children and appliances to distract the wife. This has been Miles Upshore with WFUQ News, now returning you to your regularly to your... Can we do that again?
Nope.
We can't, seriously?
No.
Okay.
Jesus.
To your regularly scheduled programming.
These are the commercials I don't mind watching. The funny thing is,
Yeah, we're
after
back,
this,
folks. Thanks for waiting.
Welcome back.
See you on the other side of the break.
Welcome
Yeah,
back.
thank you. Now,
these are the commercials I always like to watch. All the other ones I just want to get rid of.
You know, Otto, I was thinking, you know, we appreciate the commercials while you're streaming, but I think you should put all these commercials, you know, pull the videos down and actually load them on your YouTube channel.
Yes, I
Get
think
some
I
good
will do
views
that.
and might get some subscribers out of it. You know, mark them up as Fallout 4 commercial or something like that, lore commercial or, you know, whatever. And you might get some extra views and subs out of it.
I think I'll do that. In fact, I was kind of thinking that I'll honestly I'll put in the comments and description that if excuse me if folks wanna use them, to feel free to download them and use them
Oh, there
for
you go.
you know because
Right.
yeah, and I probably will soon, to be honest, because I think I have easily a half an hour's worth of these commercials. I just don't know whether to put them up all in like one lump. I
You're
guess it
kind
would
of
be like,
breaking up.
oh, am
Yeah,
I?
yeah. Well, on Discord, I don't know about the stream. I'm
Let me
having work,
see.
but
Let me check
and
out Discord real quick. See what's happening with that. Any better or still breaking up?
Much better.
Yeah. Not
Okay.
right now,
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for that. Thanks for the heads up in that regard.
I didn't want you to sound like a robot.
Don't know what you did to fix it, but yeah, it's better now.
well,
I did.
in
Go ahead.
didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything. I just stared at Discord for a second. Sometimes that's all it takes, you know. You just stare at the subject and it shapes up real quick.
Man, I was fixing this radio one time, and in the army, and the radio. I mean, they made it really easy when they engineered it. They made it easy to actually work on it, which you don't see often. But it was very modular, you know, and just easy to pull parts off and put new parts on and stuff. So we had it down. We called them trays, and basically you'd have this tray, and then it had all these different modules on it, and like one of them would have like 5 modules on it, and this other one had like 11, and there was one that had like 7 of them or something like that. But so you could, if you had a problem, you know, usually depending on what the problem was, you knew which tray to start working on. So we'd have a test tray, and we'd just take this test tray and put the test tray in. And if it worked, then you're like, okay, it's one of the modules on here. And then it's just a matter of figuring out which module it is.
Right.
And so, you know, and then you could do some kind of specific tests on the tray to figure out which module it was and that kind of thing. So I put my test tray on, fixes the problem. I'm like, okay. So normally I would put the bad tray on and then test it and then kind of go from there. Well, this time I thought I knew what it was, so I swapped out the bad module, or what I thought was the bad module, and put it on the good tray. So I swapped it out, still working. I'm like, that's weird. So instead of like going back and doing it the way I should have, I just started swapping all the modules over. And so I had every bad module on the good tray, and it was still working. I'm like, oh, well, it must be something with the tray, because there's also a couple of hard soldered pieces and whatever on the tray. Like, okay, so I'll put the bad tray on, and you know, put all the good modules on it, and you know, it should still break. So I went ahead and did that, and it still worked. So like, okay, well, let me start putting all the bad modules back on until I finally figure out which one broke it. I put them all
Right.
back on, still worked. I'm like, all right, so now I've got the bad tray on, and you know, all the bad modules, and it's still working. So I'm like, I don't know, whatever. It's like there's like a little piece of grit or something someplace that made it not work. But it was like, it took me like half hour or something like that, and I'm like, all right, whatever. So I went and, you know, we had we had a kind of a, I wouldn't say strict form of inspection, but you know, I went through the rest of the radio and made sure that the rest of it worked, and I went through it a couple times and and went and told the inspector. I said, "Hey, I got this radio. It's testing good. Came in for this problem here, and but it's working now." And I, you know, I basically told him what I did, and I'm like, "But so I'm ready to test it. So if you come over, but I just want to let you know that here's what I did, and now it's working." And he's like, "All right, well, we'll see if it still works." It worked fine, and we sent it out. But I was like, that's just why does it have to be such a pain in the ass,
That is bizarre. So,
right?
Well,
so you were in
as my
radio
friend,
repair?
What's that?
So, were you in radio repair then? I mean,
Yeah, I did electronics repair in the army.
That's cool. The reason I ask is because my dad was a teletype repairman. Of course, teletype was probably phased out before you were in.
No,
It wasn't.
I actually learned after I got out of AIT and got to my duty station. We still had some teletypes. In fact, one of the pieces of equipment that I worked on, the test set for it was basically the precursor to a GPS. It was a gyroscopic location thing. So you can mark your location using gyroscopes. And the test set for it, you actually had to hook up a teletype. This was, well before, computers was, normal.
Yeah.
You had to hook up a teletype to it, and the teletype would print off when you do different tests and stuff. It'd print off the results for you.
Holy
And so,
shit.
right, so we had to actually use a teletype basically as a printer. Is really all it was. But the teletype this was the new modern teletype, not the old electromechanical ones that your dad would have learned on. Which I did learn on those too, and most of those is mechanical, not so much electrical.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some relays and shit like that, but most of it's all mechanical stuff, and just trying to adjust and tune in all the mechanics of it is a chore and a half. I luckily I didn't have to work on them very often, but yeah, I learned on them.
That's hilarious.
Very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I mean, the draft was about to get started. I guess people saw that coming down the pike because there was talk about it on Capitol Hill, and my dad
Right.
was an enigma. He was a weird guy because if you looked at him, you'd think, well, he's wearing moccasins. He's no stranger to smoking a J or whatever. He wasn't, for all intents and purposes, a hippie. But he was one of those hippies that said, like, well, screw it, I'm not getting drafted, I'm going to enlist. Then they're like, well, what do you want to get into? And he's like, well, I wouldn't mind getting into communications, and teletype repair sounds up my alley. Thinking and banking on the idea that, well, if I do this, the last thing they're going to do is send me to Vietnam. I'm going to be, support, or if I go, I'll be in Saigon or something. Nope. They sent him to a place called Phu Bai, which was way too close to the North Vietnamese border. And he had to, I forget what they call it, rake the perimeter, and so he was issued a rifle like the rest of them. And there were nights where it was like, well, this FOB, or I'm sorry, FOB, their teletype needs repaired, and it's out in the middle of nowhere, and basically all you can do is get yourself a 45, get in a deuce and a half, and drive your ass there. I mean, talk about backfiring.
What's hilarious is my dad did almost the exact same thing. He was a teletype / radio repair operator. So he would operate them as well as repair them. But so he did teletype first and how to repair and operate, and then he went ahead and did another school for radio repair and operate, thinking that hey, I'm gonna same thought, I won't have to, they're not gonna need teletypes, out in the middle of the field. I'll be, back in the cantonment area and not have to worry about any of the crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure as shit. He spent 6 months on a fire base, and it's like every night, we're getting shelled and everything else. Because I spent half my time there underneath a bunk.
Yep, yep. That was my dad's story too. That's just kind of funny,
That's
man.
hilarious.
My granddad, in World War II, he wanted to just be out here in Harrisburg doing the cleaning off the runways. But in basic training, they were training them how to use explosives. They asked all the people there how to set up an explosive. Well, my granddad thought everyone was an idiot. They didn't know how to do it. He showed them how to do it, and then all of a sudden he was sent to the front line.
Hey, brother, how
He
are
was
you?
the
Welcome to the
explosive
stream.
man.
That'll teach.
I think
Yeah.
Ark was asking about you. If
Yep,
you were
yep.
talking about
I was.
the dot, yeah.
So yeah, talking about my late father ended up doing 3 tours. Despite his reluctance to get involved. I
Wow.
think what it boiled down to was I want to say the first time they teased him with making sergeant, and so they were kind of like, just think of the pay upgrade and the benefits after the fact. Thing is, you just got to do one more tour, and so he did it, and then he got in a little trouble. And it boiled down to, we won't press any charges against you if you just do one more tour. So, in the end, he sounds like he was all gung ho because it's like, yeah, he served 3 tours just selling at a place called Fubai. And no, he wanted out, but they played games with him, so he kind of got stuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Otto, do those things
was-
look a little high to you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because aren't things supposed to be like midway? Like you're supposed to just lean in and wash your hands?
Yeah, it should be about waist height.
That
Oh
looks
yeah.
like it's a little like right to your chest level.
It's about titty height.
That's so the ladies can wash their tits.
Right.
It's a
It's
tit washer.
Yeah, it's a nipple washer.
Once as infantry and once as a pilot, eh, brother? That's a lot drang. That certainly has a lot of implications.
Brother.
You know that
What-
song
what-
where I'm gonna wash that gray rat out of my hair.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
with this, it'd go with the commercial. I'm gonna rinse the lint right off my tit.
Okay, that seems a little more, I don't know, waist level. Lower the mirror as well.
While I was watching that, looked more like the snapping of it was a bit higher than it should have been, and that could be a glitch with your modding or the mod itself kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks like it's more of a snapping issue because I would say the sync would actually go below the crisscross pattern of the tile.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I almost wish that this other wall that I'd made it tile too, but yeah, I've got it pretty close. I've got it on the
Well,
last.
you got the side tile there that you could judge off of.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, so it does this one at least. If it's to match the other, it ought to be lower.
But yeah, I've been sitting here watching you snap that on there. It's like even the towel rack and everything else, it just seemed like it wanted to snap where it wanted to snap, and that was it.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. This was turned less into the Slocum's Joe build and more into the bathroom build.
Well, it's part of it.
That's true. That's true.
You got to have cleanliness while you're working with food.
Well, what's that say about your donuts if you have to make sure there's a shitter in the store?
Because they're shit donuts. They're really crappy donuts.
MSG was a new thing at this time.
Well, you don't even get toilet paper. It's gonna be. We know it's gonna be so bad. You get an actual towel.
Well, of course, my thing is that you really don't get worried until he puts the radiation shower thing in there, so you can walk out of the bathroom and get the radiation or decontamination shower before you go back to work. Make sure you're decontaminated before you're returning to work. All employees must wash their hands and be decontaminated before touching the food.
I think the towel's there. You run out of toilet paper.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. That you're gonna know where this story is going before I conclude it. But my sister-in-law, this was years ago. She had a party, and we were there, and I was as intoxicated as I probably felt comfortable being. You know, I don't get to the point where I throw up or anything, but just shy of it. It's kind of like a game of blackjack. But I'm good at blackjack now. Anyways, she part of her treats were these very, you know, chocolatey brownies with chocolate icing, and they were a mess. And I think I even said something earlier in the night to my wife, like, those look like shit. And so I go in the bathroom late in the evening, and everybody else was out in the garage smoking cigarettes or whatever. And well, I go in there and there's no toilet paper. Didn't bother me. I just had to piss anyways. But then I have this eureka moment because she has this towel in there. And so I grab her hand towel. I took it into the brownies, took one of the brownies out, smashed it up inside the hand towel, and let the brownie fall into the trash can. And then I went and hung the hand towel off of her toilet paper dispenser. And I couldn't help myself. Though I went out in the garage.
That's awesome.
I was like, hey, Lynn, looks like you ran out of toilet paper. And she's like, oh, that's fine. She was like, do you need it? Do you want to know where it is? I'm like, no, but you should probably go in there and have a look. It looks like somebody used your hand towel. She went in there, but unfortunately, the first, you know, you would expect her to say, like, what the fuck or something, but as soon as she went in there, you just heard, so, yeah, she didn't really fall for it, but I thought it was epic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's so disappointing. I wish you would have fell for it. Oh my god.
I do too. I really do.
It is an epic idea though.
She came back out of the garage and she's like, everybody's got to go in there and look what this asshole did.
Oh, I just realized something. You got to tear it all down because the toilet paper isn't lore friendly. It's backwards.
I know. You're right. Whoever made this mod was a Nazi.
Fucking Satanist.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, you only turn your toilet paper that way when you have cats around because then it rolls itself back up and not unrolls because they'll play with it. And if it is the other way, it'll fall all on the floor the way it is in game right now. It keeps itself rolled up. So
well, it's not just cats. Dogs will do the same thing. I mean,
Yeah,
they don't get up and roll it, but they'll get up and bite it, and then they'll drag that shit all over the house.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
shit.
Yeah. So if you
we've
do it,
gotten into the habit of just closing our bathroom door.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if you can't, then that's what you do to fix it if you have pets.
Well, they probably have a lot of animals in this particular donut shop.
Right, yeah. Well, you know, it's I'd rather close the door than be annoyed every time I try to, you know, get some toilet paper.
Oh no,
off the
I
roll.
agree. No, on that
It's either that or the
sometimes-
cat's got to go.
yeah. No, I totally agree with that. But like I said, if you know, a lot of people like their cats, but they hate the toilet paper thing, and I go, well, that's how you fix it. And
Yeah, Otto, if you ever want to get your friend back on a prank, there's an ivory soap that's made to look like crap. It actually looks like poop. It has corn or whatever you want on it, but it's ivory soap.
I mean,
damn.
I'm guessing this isn't put out by Ivory.
It's meant for a gag. Or my favorite one is you take all the toilet paper out of their bathroom except for one. And the toilet paper that I'm going to tell you is a really mean prank. Costs $10, and it's called no tear toilet paper.
Oh, that's
It's every single section of the toilet paper has been glued together.
Oh no. Oh, okay, okay. That's not as bad as
So they
what I
can't
thought.
even tear it open. I mean, they can get little bits and pieces of it, but that's about it.
I thought you were about to say that like it stuck so bad that it would take hair out.
No tear. You can't tear it
No
apart.
tear. I thought you said no hair. I
No
was like, oh my
hair.
god. Yeah,
Hair.
like would literally pull the hair off of somebody's ass.
so.
That's
So
almost as bad.
Otto's thinking of like something even worse than like John Wayne toilet paper.
Yeah.
You know, it's rough and tough and don't take shit from nobody.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is funny
I've
though.
never heard that.
Oh, where I live at, there's people that at the commons room they put stuff out for anybody that wants it. I put that no tear toilet paper. Of course, I removed it from its actual package and just left a roll of toilet paper there. The day after I placed it there, it was gone. So I'm sitting there thinking, I wonder who took it. And I wonder when it's going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know why, but that's made me think of basic training. Not that it was any kind of a prank or anything like that, but a basic training we had to actually carry around our own rolls of toilet paper.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. They I don't know why, but yeah, every one of us had to put a roll of toilet paper in our cargo pocket and take it with us everywhere we went. And we couldn't get another roll of toilet paper. And in order to get another roll, you had to actually take the cardboard tube in to get another roll. So, you know, like they told you explicitly, do not throw away the cardboard tube. You have to do that to get another roll. You'd be surprised at how many fucking people did something with their cardboard tube, threw it away or whatever, and then they're like panicking because they can't get another roll. So then they're borrowing everybody else's toilet paper because I'm just like, first of all, it's, I mean, completely crazy that we had to, you know, carry around our own toilet paper everywhere we went.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, you know, you're given very explicit instructions to make sure you have, you know, a roll of this, the cardboard roll to get another roll. And people would fuck it up.
Yeah.
Will there be any smart Alex that would cut the cardboard paper out of their roll and then get another one? Like they cut a line
Well-
down the toilet paper and just grab the roll part out and bring them that, and you could have
I
two
would
rolls.
think not, because then you're just stuck
No.
carrying a lot of toilet paper.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And I mean, you always had to have your, you know, we always had wall locker inspections and stuff like that. So if you had an extra roll of toilet paper in there, they'd see it and then, you know, like, where the hell did you get this? I think
Well.
one of the guys, he snuck off to the PX on Sundays. We'd quote unquote go to church, and we'd say we're going to church, and then guys would sneak down to the PX. And instead of going to church, they'd go through the front door and walk out the side door and go down to the PX because the drill sergeants wouldn't go in and watch us. You know, they just march us down there and then they go do their thing. And one of the guys went to the PX and bought some toilet paper so he could get a new brown roll.
Yeah.
It's like, but he got good toilet paper because the toilet paper we had was I mean,
Crappy.
it's that, you know, basically single ply sandpaper shit, you know, and it's like he was
Government
walking around with,
toilet.
yeah, he's walking around with Charmin or whatever, and he's like, this is kind of nice.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm surprised he didn't get wrote up for gear drift or unauthorized gear or something.
Oh, they
wacky
never
like
like it was not like they grabbed your toilet paper and checked it out, but that was something that one guy did. One of the guys fell asleep. We were at a range, one of the firing ranges, and you know, anytime we'd go there, we were there all day. And we were at one of the firing ranges, and the guy kind of dozed off while he was waiting to get on the firing line. And somebody took his toilet paper and threw it in the outhouse.
Oh no!
And threw it down in the hole. And the dude starts crying. He's up talking to the drill sergeant. Somebody threw toilet paper in the hole. Like the drill sergeant was like, "I'm not having this. This is some bullshit." And like you're expecting, I'm like, "Oh great, we're all gonna get fucking smoked because of this toilet paper deal." And the drill sergeant ended up smoking. The guy had his toilet paper thrown away because he like should have fell asleep.
Yeah.
I was like, classic.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, those are good times. God, I forgot all about those. Man, another crazy shit.
I actually had a guy that was so bad at folding his clothes and trying to press them and everything else, and the company commander kind of noticed that most of the time I was doing all right with the inspections and stuff, and so this one guy, he would just always have something wrong, and he couldn't get the whole folding of the blanket. So I'm sitting there with the company commander, and we're ironing the folds in the blanket so he could just follow folding it according to the iron marks on the blanket. And yeah, so it was, I ended up spending a lot of time helping him out too. Of course, I got wrote up for a couple of gear drift things where I'd get forgetful and leave something on the bed by mistake or something, or
Right,
just
yeah.
put it down and get hurried up. And yeah, I got busted for that a couple of times, but
You know, they spend their whole life just trying to find something to bust you on.
Well, it's, you know, like they say, boot camp's for is to break you of who you are and make you a follower of orders. And
right.
so they give you a roll of toilet paper to take care of, just like in school they give you an egg to make it or pretend to have it as baby. And
Yep.
you know, so it's all the same thing. You know, responsibility for your own toilet paper.
I've still got
I'm
my
pretty sure
egg,
that's the reasoning for it.
Yeah.
I've still got my
Yeah, you still have your egg?
Yeah, he's 20 years old. Has a couple
Yeah.
eggs of his own. It's
Hey, old enough to vote now.
yeah. You should see the family photos. It's really endearing.
Family likeness is amazing.
Yeah. God, putting in this safe really screwed things up there for a second.
Why don't you put a floor safe in?
I should have.
You can put a little file cabinet right there.
Or rotate it and make it look like it's a floor safe.
Well, it's in now. It's good now.
No. I was going to say just take the big one, rotate it, sink it into the floor, and make it look like it's a floor safe.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I don't know what else a manager would have in his office.
You need a calendar.
Make it smaller.
Playboy calendar or something like that.
I wish there were. There are no calendars, are there?
You'd think there'd be like a Nuka Girl calendar or something. That'd be pretty sweet.
Well, I know they have Nuka Girl art things where you can make your own art and put it in there, so you could technically make a calendar.
Do they have a calendar in it? Because
Yeah,
you can always put a Nuka Girl
well,
poster over
I
it.
don't know. I don't know if it's a mod or not, but I know they have Voltec calendars. I've seen them.
If I look under USO, no, that's NPCs. Oh, was I in USO?
I don't know.
Wall deco. Just vault posters. Well, that's not what I'm looking for. Disturbed paintings, portraits, traditional, abstract, curtains. Okay, well, I guess USO didn't hijack those.
May have to be under the mod, the vanilla extensions or expanded or whatever, where you get every single item. But I thought one of those type mods had at least a Voltec calendar, but you can add other mods that will do artwork, and you can actually create your own.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I could create my own using letters. Boy, that would be kind of tedious, though. But I could do it. That would be really tedious.
See how bad you want to do it.
Not that bad. Not
Yeah,
that bad. Maybe it's just some posters. Hot chicks.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll go with awesome tales. Probably even shrink it down a tad. Let's see. More hot chicks, please.
Is the manager going to have his own, bed back here?
That has disturbing implications.
Casting couch. Oh, you already have the casting couch.
Yeah, he's got that. He definitely needs a door.
That's what I was just going to say. You better get a door on there.
Betty, please come to my office, please. It's time for your monthly review.
God, that almost sounded like I'd rehearsed that before.
Yeah. Yep.
That was all part of the script,
life
people.
Experience.
Yeah. No comment.
Oh, those are powered. Oh, that's kind of cool. Those are powered ones.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have anything that fancy.
Oh, look at the kitty kid. Oh, there's a Nuka one. There's a girl in there.
Yeah, they don't have much in the way of scantily clad women.
I saw you blew past. Oh, wait.
Nuka?
Back to it. Yeah, there's a couple of Nuka Cola Girl ones that were in there.
Oh, isn't that one Slocum's Joe poster? Had the donuts, or was that something else with the donuts?
Yeah. But I already have that one. I think it's outside somewhere. Cocktails. That'll work.
Why does that look like a... I mean... Oh, that's her body. Okay. Alright, never mind. The angle I was sitting at, it looked like where the olive was like right at her crotch. And I was like, yeah, cocktails is about right.
Yep. What the hell is that?
What's that in the middle?
Of the girls.
Is that a double-headed one? Both girls are happy now.
Yeah. Well, that'll work. I'm going to shrink them down a little bit. Maybe not awesome tails. That's good as is. But... Yeah, I mean, you just gotta have the manager be a perv.
Please tell me the manager's name is Poindexter. And if you can, give him a pocket protector.
I should certainly hope so. I still don't know where Poindexter came from, whether it was the Reagan administration guy or the governor of Hawaii during Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I don't
I've
remember.
heard both. I've
Could
heard
be.
it said that it's named after the governor of Hawaii because I don't know how long into the attack, like 35 minutes into the attack, maybe 40 minutes into the attack, he got over the radio, like so he could speak to the pilots and anybody else that was on the correct frequency, and he said, "We are officially under attack by the Japanese. I just wanted all of our fighting men to know that you have my permission to return fire." And so I've heard that it's come from him because of that incident where it's like, yeah, dude, we've been getting attacked for 35 minutes now. What do you think we're doing?
Yeah. Thanks. I don't need your permission, asshole.
Yep.
I was going to return fire anyway. Thank God you gave us permission because I didn't know what I was going to do. I was just going to fly around and hope I didn't get shot.
That is exactly what I would say in that situation. Like, oh, thank God. I was waiting for Governor Poindexter to get over the radio and tell us that.
I was about ready to run out of fuel, for Christ's sake.
Girls, girls, girls. Yeah. I mean, his office was... God, junk decorating. It's the death of me.
Well, have Phoenix come in here. She'll help you out.
Yeah. She'd have a heyday with this.
Yeah, see, this part I'm okay with. You know, putting the shit on the wall and stuff like that. But it's when putting down those, you know, the plates and, you know, for someplace like this, putting down the plates and the silverware and the cups and, oh my God, I'm just like, how do I find a gun and use it on myself? Because holy shit.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you there.
Hey, Otto, chat.
Hey, JPEG. How the hell are you?
Welcome aboard, man. Always a pleasure to see you.
He started the new playthrough. I really liked the whole idea of.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All those retro games.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
No, before the retro game, the Fallout 4 playthrough he was doing last night was.
Oh, the Gunslinger.
Yeah, his Gunslinger build. Calamity Jane.
Yeah, he's been working on that one for a while. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like the concept that he was going with on it.
I like the fact that he's only using handguns throughout the whole game.
Yeah, that's cool. And, and a sawed-off shotgun occasionally, and a repeat.
He was up for, what was it, 8 hours?
Was it an 8-hour stream?
Yeah, it was. I'm surprised he's even functioning right now.
Check out the sexy stamina on JPEG. Dude, I'd be dead after 5. I commend you.
Yeah, I did, when I was streaming a while back, I regularly did 12-hour, 14-hour streams. Yeah, nothing will wear you down like doing the stream for that long.
Oh, shoot, did you hear about the guy doing, he was going to do a 24-hour stream, and at the 22-hour mark, he died of a heart attack.
Dang.
Okay.
Right there at the end, too.
He almost made it.
Yeah.
Poor fella almost made it.
And I think that was the same week that the guy had gotten swatted too and killed.
No kidding.
Yep.
If I ever streamed, I wouldn't ever get people. I'd probably get more people that hate me than anything because I would keep going
Shoot,
until I pass out.
You gotta stream on
people
your
wouldn't
rings.
mind because they just leave and then they come back and you're still going and they're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, holy crap! How long has this guy been up? Only 2 days.
I mean, it happens quite a bit. It's like, hey, I gotta go take care of some stuff. I'll see if you're still streaming when I get back, and they'll come back like an hour later, like, hey, you're still streaming, sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, people actually like it, I think.
Well,
But then you'll have
actually,
those diehards like that. I want to stay until you're done.
Yeah.
God, I wish you'd finish.
Get people in chat saying, "Do you ever sleep?" I
Nope.
chat back, "No."
Was it Scarecrow? I've only talked to Scarecrow very briefly. I think on Die's channel when he was on Die's channel.
I don't know if it was Scarecrow. I don't know, but it was recently. He was doing a 24-hour stream and only made it to like the 22nd hour.
Yeah, Scarecrow's done it a couple times, but he's only like, a young kid, so
Yeah.
he's still resilient and can bounce back.
Yeah. A heart attack is not necessarily
right.
Impending.
Yeah,
If
he
you ever
was
do
having, but he
check
was in
it
his
out.
20s or so.
Oh, wow.
If you ever do check out his stream, watch his sanctuary build.
Who's?
Scarecrow.
Yeah.
He is insane on how much stuff he's put on Sanctuary Island. He's building the whole island.
Spectacle Island?
No, Sanctuary.
Well, you call it an island.
Yeah, well, if you look at the map, it's
an
technically is an island.
Well, it's got streams around it, I guess.
Yeah,
Those
that's
are completely around it.
Right.
Because of the bridge and all.
Yeah, I'm just. He does some pretty interesting stuff, but I'm not really a fan of his.
I just think it's pretty interesting. He's building the whole island, or the whole sanctuary.
Yeah, there's a guy that, I think on PC I think he
Hey, Colonel.
I'm pretty sure he's on PC, and he did that on at Sanctuary, and it looks like Mexico City, how it's. You start getting up in the slums and it's just like building on top of building on top of building and
like ramshackle.
Right. That's the way he did his entire sanctuary, and like he put some bigger buildings and stuff like that. And all I watched was like a 3-minute trailer of it. Apparently it was an hour-long video for the tour, and from what I heard, the lag was just astronomical. You couldn't even like hardly watch it. It was so annoying, but it was freaking impressive that he built it like that, though. But
yeah,
you wouldn't be able to do that on a on a console, unfortunately. But yeah,
no.
No offense to everyone I'm going to be saying this to, but my favorite concrete builder in Fallout 4 is
automatic, and I feel bad for the rest of you. I'm sorry, what?
Jug Gaming's.
Who the fuck is Judd Gaming's?
Oh, Jug is he back in the day he used to do a lot of really awesome stuff using the concrete foundations.
He is awesome with the concrete.
Well, really, it's the Shack Foundation with the concrete. And
now,
he do some pretty amazing stuff. But
on Spectacle Island?
I don't know if he did Pyramid on Spectacle Island, but he did a lot of. He did this, big round thing, and he was one of the first ones I ever saw do anything round. But he'd like build the entire thing out of the concrete blocks, and then like he did a high rise that he put some of the metal prefabs and stuff on the inside, but the outside was just all out of concrete blocks. Looked fabulous. I mean, just
Huh.
looked just absolutely amazing on the outside, but I mean, definitely not lore friendly at all. Didn't really fit in like that. Yeah, he did the
He's the best I know of
Coliseum
in
and stuff.
concrete.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
did some really amazing stuff.
maybe I have seen a few of his videos. This is before I was a member of the community or anything.
Yeah, he also
kind of remember people making circular things with concrete, with the concrete
right.
blocks, just by turning them just a hair.
Yep, that was him.
Uh-huh.
His last video he did a vault in Vault Tech, and I don't know if he ever finished it, but he actually went through and built in all the different areas, and he connected through all the tunnels. He actually built in every one of the tunnels and connected everything, and just to kind of prove that you could do it. It was pretty impressive the way he got it all done and everything, but he doesn't do a lot of videos anymore. I
I've
said
known
that
him for a
was
long
a year
time.
and a half ago or something ago when he did the Vault Tech one.
Yeah, I mean
The,
that in itself is kind of
the,
epic.
Right, yeah.
the Nuka World one that he did was pretty cool too.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
He pretty much made what is it, a bumper car deal and an arcade area. Everything was, the concrete cubes were all higher than the Red Rocket station.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the Red Rocket was coming out of the ground, but everything else was completely covered. He wanted a flat surface to work with. It was really cool, though.
There's the sign that makes the customers feel better. That doesn't truly mean that the employees abide by it.
Where's their soap to wash their hands?
Yeah, screw that. They don't need soap. They've got honey glaze. Yeah, that's a good point. We'll get soap.
You know, screw that. They don't need soap.
I still think it'd be funny to put the decontamination chamber in there too as well.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Alrighty, we'll hold down the fort.
We'll be here.
About 5 minutes, I'll be taking my second commercial break.
How about 1 minute and say we did it in 5?
That works for me. I could take it now. I'm jonesing for a smoke.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it in 1 minute. That way we'll be back at around 1. I'm down.
Jeff
let's see.
said something about the... Check out Jepic's comment real quick there as you're departing.
Ooh. Could somebody erase that? What JP yeah. No, that's a very good observation. So that
they come through the lobby and put off in the lobby. I mean, before store hours, they deliver in the lobby.
But they could bring it over here. You know, the door could be there, and thereby going directly into the kitchen near the manager's office, which essentially right where these dual yellow sinks are. I'm thinking, you know, put the doorway there.
Damn, and now you're gonna have to build a dock for the truck to back up and unload.
Oh, shit. Screw that. No. Nope. He's just gonna have to park out on the street. The street that people will never see. Not in the commercial.
Yeah, so a robot comes in, drops it off in the lobby, you restock your thing, and on their merry little way.
In fact, it almost makes me want to make this deck just go all the way around. And I mean, like, right over these stairs. I'll add my own stairs.
Yeah.
Have the deck come out here, back here. And essentially, that would be it. The deliveries would head over to that area then.
Dolly in, no docks necessary.
Yep.
Well, heck, 7-Eleven, they bring it right through the front door and drop it off and restock everything. That used to drive me nuts. I'd be doing my job and could go take a break, and they'd shut down the whole 7-Eleven because the whole lobby was full of junk that they had to stock up.
You could have a dock going to a boat that could restock your stuff, because there is a river right there.
Yeah, but does the river go anywhere?
No, it doesn't.
Well, I mean, now it doesn't, but back then it did. There's a water. It goes down to a lake, which then has what is the thing? It raises the water up for the boats to get in, and then drops it down.
Yeah, lock.
Yeah, it has one down there.
Huh.
And that goes all the way out to the ocean.
I agree, JPEG. Bury the stairs. Yep. Well, folks, we are going to take another commercial break. We'll be back on the other side. Thanks for watching thus far. Stand by. We'll have more after this word from our sponsors.
Traffic is terrible and getting worse every day. Go Metro. Avoid pollution, congestion. It's the smart way. Remember, on Sundays, everyone rides free. And now, meet the Metro Protectron.
Tickets, please.
Metro's newest answer to your commuting calamity.
Tickets, please.
He's programmed for speed, efficiency, and friendliness.
Good morning. It's a great day.
See why the Metro Protectron makes your commute faster and safer.
Tickets, please.
This is the tale of two identical diapers, both entering the world in the same fashion, cotton picked from the same plantation, woven in the same factory, and ultimately sold for two equally adorable babes. But that's where the similarities end. One of these diapers was cleaned using Abraxo, a fine, granulated scouring powder that is hard-working, yet gentle on your load. The others were cleaned using a competitor's brand. The differences are night and day. Those diapers cleaned using a competitor's product are left ragged, harsh, undesirable, while those washed in Abraxo are smooth, perfect for a baby's bottom. And wouldn't you know it, within the week both babes are wearing diapers washed in Abraxo. Just remember, Mr. Handy's prefer Abraxo for all of your cleaning needs.
And now, moving into position is the big new U.S. Army atomic cannon. And here is Ideal's exact duplicate of the Army's gigantic atomic cannon, almost 4 feet long, with detachable trucks like this at each end of the carriage. There are 6 shells capped with soft tips that slip easily into the barrel. And the Ideal cannon itself, the barrel adjusts for different firing ranges, and it's mounted on an elevation platform. Wait a minute, they're ready for another firing. The cannon's loaded. Aim. Fire. Ideal's atomic cannon. Ask Mom to get your Ideal atomic cannon at your favorite toy department.
It's a wonderful toy. It's ideal.
It's the craziest, clumsiest cardio board today. The bongo board craze is sweeping the nation. You can see how it's supposed to work. The real fun is trying to get it to work. Once you do. Bingo, bimbos, it's bongo. You'll be shedding pounds. You want to work on your figure? This is the best buy on the market, and you don't have to know figures to figure that out. Girls are falling head over heels for the bongo board craze. Clumsy-ass frauds. Find bongo at your local retailer or wherever superfluous shit is sold. Stimpack sold separately.
And we're back. Thanks
Welcome
for
back.
staying tuned. Thank you.
That was a funny commercial.
Which one's that?
The girls on the board.
Oh yeah, the bongo board. Bongo board, which was a real product. Which is
I like at the end it says 10 packs are sold separately.
Yeah, because they definitely need them. Scuffed up knees and all that. Bleeding elbows, the whole 9 yards.
So you're gonna use those statue donuts?
You know,
that you get from this mod?
I'm not sure. I don't know where I would put them.
Or the power armor that you get in this mod?
No, this location will not have the power armor, but as to the donuts, what's that?
They had it that time.
Yes, they did.
You could have like a military men sitting outside eating donuts and have a power armor just sitting out there.
Like a standard issue Slocum's Joe power armor.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That way you can say the boys are here to eat donuts too, or something like that.
That's true.
Because you had the police over there.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Giving a ticket to.
Yep.
So you might as well keep that little thing going on instead of just the police and the military down here eating donuts.
Yeah. Well, I think
like donuts too.
That's true. That's true. Let's see, we'll have to go pretty far back. Might have to move this tree a tad.
Or you can keep it there and put a tire around it. It looks like it's planted in the concrete.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Let's see, does this go back far enough? Yep. What kind of railings was I using? Alright, just those. I want to say that's just under typical concrete. Sure, there they are. Of course, we're going to put a ramp here, so maybe I'll take that one out.
I think Phoenix has this mod called Snap and Build or something like that. Where it actually comes with steps that come from the game, like stairs from houses.
Oh, yeah,
That would look really pretty there.
That'd be kind of nice. I wonder what USO has in the way of stairs. Or whereabouts they would keep that anyways.
Do you have scrap that Commonwealth mod?
You know, I'm not even sure offhand.
Because if you do, you can take the stairs off the house that's right beside you and move it over to where your concrete is and have it steps going down.
Oh, yeah. Hey, JPEG, well, have a good night. Thanks for swinging by. Definitely get some rest, man. Get some shut-eye. This, of course, will be here for posterity.
The only way to find that out is if you click on the stairs and are able to move them. Because Clean the Commonwealth can move anything. Even the road. Found that out the hard way.
Yeah, yeah, it can. You know, I don't think I do have it, because I'm sure I've highlighted it. Or scanned over the stairs and wasn't able to highlight them. So, I'm thinking that's a negatory.
Maybe you could use the same concrete block that you have for the top there.
Oh yeah.
Bring another one down and then adjust it with place anywhere.
Yeah.
And make your own.
Walk it down.
Yeah, make your own steps out of that. That way you don't need to use a ramp or any of that sort. Make it look like nice concrete.
It's kind of funny that USO doesn't have a stair category that I can find.
No, they don't have that. I would have used it if they did.
Yeah. Well, we will just do that. We'll go ahead and... First, we'll just snap it like so. Get this to go by 10 notches. Move down. Maybe.
Just bring it down lower than that little marble-like top, and then push it all the way in. Because that's the same size of a step. And they can walk over that.
Yeah, that's key. Getting them to be able to pass over it. There we go.
And then do that again with the next one.
And go ahead and move it forward. And yes, likely do one more. Should do it. Go ahead and get it to hook on there. Get the news out of the way.
And it all depends on how big you want the step to be. You want it to be a small step or a long step. But either way, it should work.
Yeah, that's true.
And it looks nice too. This is what I've been doing.
Does. Yeah. Let's move it forward now. Hopefully, just shy of those grass blades should suffice.
This is what I do when my place anywhere works.
Oh, yeah.
This hasn't been working lately on me. I think I got it fixed now because apparently where it was placed and my load order was near the bottom, and I just moved it to the top. So I'm hoping it'll work
that
now.
load order definitely matters.
Huh?
I
Hey,
blinked
Otto.
when a commercial came back to the building. Understandable. Snappy build kit. Cool.
Hey, Otto.
Yeah.
Or you could put about 30 of them in there and make them a circular staircase. One with a 0.1 degree turn on each one of them, make a semicircle staircase.
Yeah. One could definitely do that. That's a really good
Yeah,
idea.
right. I'll get right on that.
Yeah. That's a
Somewhere
great
in the
idea
back of my mind.
for somebody else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that looks good. Could add one more stair, but honestly, it appears that the pathing works. So that
Looks good to me.
that'll suffice then. Nice.
Oh,
See, that's my problem is Phoenix is good. I actually consider you pretty good. My thing is I'd start getting into all that crazy crap and then I talk myself out of even doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to overwhelm yourself with an idea, and then it's like just shut down.
Because you always end up with that kind of, well, your stairs look like a grid. And, well, hell, you trying to put in a rounded staircase for crying out loud.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but my tolerance level for people that are too critical is really waning fast. It's kind of sad. I don't know if I'm getting old or what, but
Well, that has a little bit to do with it, but the other thing is that the game does what the game does. You can't get away from certain parts of what the game does.
Yeah, that's true.
and if you're going to do a ramp and you need a really high, sharp edge to it, use a rooftop.
Oh,
that's what I use.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I've used that before. At my Somerville, I used a rooftop for the ramp up into my little mall area.
You also used it for the your walkway up there at Longfellow's.
Well, no, I didn't use a roof. I used the what do you call those things?
The roof sidings.
No, well, that one spot I was going to use a roof, but it wouldn't go in.
Oh.
I need to go back. I haven't gone back and tried to do something different with it yet, but all the other spots I used the scaffolding pieces, the ramps for those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, scaffolding might be ideal for this. Just because it's apparent now to me that that's a half. It's a half block, not a full one.
Right. The only problem with the scaffolding is that it doesn't snap to anything except for scaffolding. So you'll have to be up place anywhere. I just pillar glitch them in and they go pretty well.
And you could use the underneath it if you don't want anyone to see under it. The roof sidings. Because it's got that triangle slot underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you use that?
Ashamed about a ramp.
Did you use that flat stairway, Gary? The one without the rails?
I haven't yet, but I'm gonna go back and do it.
Because you're looking for something like that, right?
Right. Yeah, they'll work out pretty well. Yeah, I'll go back and put them up because that'll be what I need. I like the problem is I want the rails on the outside, just not between the two. So
yeah.
But there's no way to get it just on the outside. Would've
Unless
been nice if
somebody
they would
made
have
a
given
mod
us
that did just for
right,
rails at slant.
right. Well, and I know there was a mod way back at one point, at least on PC, that you could get railings that you just snapped in place or whatever that were for stairs and whatnot. You know, it'd be nice if you
Yeah,
had
they
something that
still have
just
the
snapped them
railing
on.
ones.
Right. Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah, there's still a mod out for that.
There's a
Yeah.
mod that I've seen that Turkey Buzzard showed, so I'm guessing it's on PC. That you can literally build your whole house from with pretty much you can do that here, but you can't put like the frame up, the insulation in.
Oh
Everything.
yeah, they still have that. Yeah, you can put it in a board at a time, even like a 2x4 frame. You can actually build out the 2x4 frame.
That's a bit excessive.
Yeah,
it is.
So if you really want to go psycho on building your stuff,
yeah, I saw that. There is a video out on it, but you put in the 2x4 framing, you put in installation, you put in like each individual floor piece.
I'd have to be one of the dicks that'd be like, well, you're not on 16-inch centers, so shit like that just to
Yeah.
get them.
Yeah.
Yep. Put all that work into it and still some.
Right.
Yep. No.
you could be like for that mod, you can make it look like people are right now building their place. You just have it all framed out,
Right.
and then go back to using your other construction pieces.
I'm usually good for like one or two buildings, but I tend to want to lean toward getting some settlements to just build my damn thing. It's like going, well, you don't like it. That was the programming.
Yeah.
For people that want to have settlements, but not, that either don't want to build or don't feel like they have the ability to build, a quality build. The Sim Settlements is a cool idea.
Yeah.
But, as a builder, and myself, I don't care for them. I like the idea, but I wouldn't use them.
Yeah. Well, it never appealed to me. For very much the same reason, I guess.
I want to try it at least once to see how it's like, but that'll be a long time from now, 'cause I'm really into the mood of building.
Well, see, my thing is that I would take, let's say, Sanctuary Hills and build that one myself, but all the rest of them I could see using some settlements and let it build all the other ones in case I wanted to build, certain locations. But some of them you go, I don't care, here, just build whatever. I don't give a damn. And that's cool, but I like the Red Rocket one, maybe some settlements. Sanctuary Hill, and definitely like building the drive-in one. But even then, the drive-in one there for it that makes it look really nice.
There's a Red Rocket one in Camden. Starts with a C.
Cambridge.
Cambridge. Yeah,
Cambridge.
Camden's in
Yeah.
New Jersey.
It's really, really cool. I mean, you have, for that mod, you have the Red Rocket, you have
How is that
3
not
buildings.
snapping
I think it's because of the generator.
Yeah.
I want to say it is. In moving
Probably
that, I've got hooked up to it, so let's see.
Right.
However, I think we're almost there. Maybe just... Oh, shit. Of course not.
Couldn't you shrink the generator?
Yeah. Yeah, I could.
You don't want to get picky about it?
Yeah. Not
You
that
could
big.
shrink it to a miniature and put it on your countertop.
That's a stellar idea.
That'd actually be pretty funny.
Yeah, I kind of would.
Or shrink it down next to the refrigerator would even look like a miniature power generator thing. Not sure what I'm thinking of, but yeah. Sorry, got tired there for a second.
It almost looks like part of a dough mixer or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
Combine
okay.
that with the espresso machine,
Mm-hmm.
and you got yourself a dough mixer.
Yep, I can see that.
Either that or you got nuclear powered espresso, which will just knock your socks off.
Right? Drink one cup of this, you won't sleep for a week.
No, drink one of these, and you'll instantly become feral ghoul. Or a death claw.
By the way, that snake mod that you guys were talking about a while back.
Yeah.
There was some story there inside the computer. Oxhorn did a video on it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he said it was kind of good, but he liked it. It was kind of good, but they could have done better.
No, he always says that about everything almost.
When you say snake, do you mean the tunnel
The
snakes?
tunnel snake?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's Creation Club 1.
Gotcha.
And the
As long as
handgun
you're not talking about tube snakes.
Yeah. Yep.
No.
The handgun that you guys were trying to look at the pictures of, I think they made the mod author made a different handgun that was the main like the legendary gun that you can get out of it, and then through Oxhorn's video you could really get real close to the detail of what it looked like.
Yeah.
It was really pretty looking. It had a lot of cool stuff on it, but I couldn't get that far detail if I could.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Fallout 1 thing. The Fallout 1 weapon.
As
with that picture you posted, was that Fallout 2?
No, it should be Fallout 1.
The picture you posted looks like the gun, minus the small gun in the background. The main gun at the front of it, it looked like that gun. It
Right.
just had the,
the only difference I noticed was the
Is he have